What do you make of the job Brendan Rodgers is doing, and what do you expect from Liverpool this weekend?
Well, I think it's all about having to cope with a team with a great history and a great tradition that Liverpool has, with a very ambitious manager that now wants to try and take them forward to the next level. And I think that in the infancy of his reign, he's just started to get the team playing and getting results that he wanted. So I think it's more about his results at the moment than about his playing, because it's a results business that we're in, and I think that it'll be, as ever, a difficult game. And we have obviously looked at the situation, and we're pleased that from our point of view, we won't be pleased that Suarez is not playing, because he has been an outstanding centre forward in the Premier League this season. Without him, they're not quite as big of a force in terms of the goal scoring ability. So we hope we can take advantage of that on Sunday.
And you talked about Liverpool being this historic club. How do you think he's managed, say, the expectations that come with managing a historic club and the squad he's had?
Well, I'm sure he'll find that difficult, as every job is when you take it over as a new job. This one being one of the big boys, it's about everybody wanting Liverpool to get back to where they think Liverpool should be. That's the expectation. That's where he's got to try and deliver as quickly as he possibly can. And of course, with that he'll no doubt be continuing to strengthen the team whenever he possibly can.
How much confidence is flowing through your side at the moment, especially after last week, going into this, especially a game at Upton Park? Do you feel almost unbeatable going into a game like this one on Sunday?
Well, we all felt the euphoria of what we achieved last week. I think it was a second half performance with outstanding ability and outstanding quality to really override one of the top teams in Europe, and I think that when we hit such levels of performance in the second half, it's about me trying to now sustain that. That's the difficulty for us. Sustainability, first time in the Barclays Premier League, is the most difficult thing to do. So you get heroic performances like that, and then you can get the dip, and my job is to try and make sure that we don't have a dip on that type of performance, because we'll need to be there to that level again to beat a Liverpool. So it's about the lads trying to maintain that outstanding level that they got last week.
How pleased are you for Carlton Cole?
Well, he get a great comeback in terms of he's been waiting patiently, and I think that his performance overall and the goal at the time he scored, it was obviously a key element for us to go on to win the game. So, like I just said before, I hope he can carry it on. I hope he can continue to score goals, and I think that for us has been one of our slight weaknesses, that our centre forwards, when playing, himself, Andy, Modibo Maiga, Vazte, when he's on the field, haven't really scored enough. Everybody else has. We're one of the best groups of players to share out goals in the Premier League. We've had lots of players score goals, but we've not had anybody that started racking the goals up apart from Kevin Nolan. So if we can start to do that, and in the end, our winning and our great victory came from really good clinical finishing last week, and we want to continue that if we can.
Another of last week's outstanding performers, Diame. What have you made of his impact at the club, and where does he rank compared with some of the other top midfielders in the English league?
I think that he's improving. I think that since he's settled into a new environment, and with no disrespect to Wigan whatsoever, because they've been in the Barclays Premier League an awful lot longer than us, but the size of our crowd and the history and tradition that we have puts a bit more pressure on him, and I think he's responded to that. I think it's made him, show his skills that little bit more. So I think he's improved in his short time with us, and I hope he continues to do that. And of course, like I said, he's scored a really good goal. Not quite as good as the Arsenal goal he scored. So if you can still put the finishing touches at the end of some good midfield play, then obviously we'd have a very, very good player in our hands.
I suppose it goes without saying that when a player is performing so well, he will attract interest. There's reports this morning that Newcastle are linked with him, and that that he has a release clause. I don't know. Can you give any detail on that? Does he have the release clause?
Well, I can't discuss anybody's personal contract publicly, obviously, but there'd be no doubt that people in the world of football, when somebody starts playing really well or consistently well, if they consider that, then scouts are always watching, and agents at this stage of the season always get very busy.
What's your reaction to West Ham being the preferred bidder for the Olympic Stadium?
I think it's outstanding news for the football club for the future. I think that there'll still be a long way to go. Obviously, I know that, but we're in the driving seat, and I just hope they can continue to move it forward and deliver what would be a fantastic venue for the future of West Ham United.
And for you as a football manager who experiences the wonderful atmosphere at Upton Park on a regular basis, is that something you'd be keen to move to a new stadium?
Well, yes, I mean there was a wonderful atmosphere, at Highbury, but there's a better atmosphere at the Emirates. I think that says it all, doesn't it? Wonderful atmosphere at Upton Park. I think it'll be even better at the Olympic Park.
Have you had any feedback from the fans of what they make of it?
Not really, no. I'm far too busy focusing on football and Liverpool at the moment to consider that. That's not in my domain at the moment. Mine's focusing on keeping these players and getting these players ready for Liverpool. With obviously our injury plight is still a concern. It doesn't a great result doesn't overshadow the fact that we're struggling with injuries. The squad is at its limit at the moment, and we've got to try and continue to get those players who are injured back quickly as possible, with the hardest month of the year coming up.
One of those injured players is Andy Carroll. Are you able to shed any light on what happened in Dublin during the week?
I've got the details, I've got all the statements, and I suppose at the moment, if the police are saying there's still some investigation going on, then I think I can't comment too far on it, apart from the fact that all I know is it was a huge aggravation by a photographer that became a pest.
Are you happy that Andy conducted himself in the right manner?
I'm happy that Andy and all the lads conduct himself in the right manner. If the photographer had what appears to be following him around for hours and hours and hours, and hide behind bins waiting for him to come out after he's got something to eat, then what will be will be. But the security guards have given us their details, and I'm happy with what they've said.
And have you had a chat with Andy and the players about what happened?
Not really, no. They had a good time, enjoyed themselves like they should do, and came back and it's built again another fantastic spirit in the team, and we're looking forward to hopefully going out and performing to our best against Liverpool on Sunday.
Just another two from me. Euro 2020, talk of multiple cities hosting the games. What's your reaction to that?
Multiple cities would be an interesting scenario. I don't quite know why they want to change it to multiple cities, because I didn't think there's anything wrong with the European Championships that I've been watching over the last 20-30 years, so I don't quite know why unless they think it spreads out the venues and they get better crowds and create better revenues. I don't know, but I'm not so sure. Teams travelling all over Europe would be good for the competition.
One of the tasty fixtures from the Premier League this weekend, Manchester Derby. Any thoughts on it and who you think will win?
Tough old game as usual. I think that I think it's a toss up between the pair at the moment on who'll take the 3 points. I'm certain there'll be plenty of goals.
Thanks, Sam.
Cameras off, please, guys.